Hi, I'm Natasha Dixon.
Ruth Johnson.
I'm Allison Clifton.
And I'm Maria Ayala.
OZAP is. If you hear this statement, you have entered into the German festival of Oktoberfest. Meaning it is TAP. This is the first statement spoken to indicate the beginning of this long-standing tradition of beer drinkers worldwide. Most people believe this festival is only about consuming large amounts of alcohol with a group of people from all over the world, but to the German culture it means so much more. I intend to inform you of the history and origin of Oktoberfest, social events held during the festival, as well as this year's upcoming information as well. Like many Americans, I myself believe that the only reason for this festival was to drink large amounts of beer and eat brats and pretzels. However, this is not the case, and I hope to inform you all of the important and impact of this festival to the German culture. On October 12th, 1810, Bavarian Crown Prince Louis married Princess Therese von Sachsen-Hildburghausen. The Bavarian royalty invited the citizens of Munich to attend the festivities afterwards. Horse races in the presence of the royal family concluded the marriage, and the decision to repeat the festival in the subsequent year gave rise to the tradition of Oktoberfest. I received this information from A&E Television Networks. According to OFest.com, in 1811, the first agricultural show, which was designed to boost the Bavarian agriculture. The horse races, which were at one time were the oldest and most popular event of the festival, but they are no longer held today. The agricultural shows are held every 3 years on the southern part of the festival grounds. In 1818, the first carousel and 2 swings were set up. Visitors were able to quench their thirst at small beer stands, which grew rapidly in number. In 1896, the beer stands were replaced by beer tents and halls, and they were set up by the enterprising landlords with the backing of the breweries. Munich's annual celebration is still held on the original site, dubbed Thiesenwiesen, Teresa's Fields, in front of the city gates. In 1997, Oktoberfesters consumed more than 5.5 million liters of beer, about 45,000 liters of wine, and 165,000 liters of non-alcoholic beer. The locals call Oktoberfest by Wiesen, and the festival halls in Munich can seat up to 94,000 people. The average number of people that attend Oktoberfest on a yearly rate are about 16 million. And the beers that the Munich breweries produce, especially for Oktoberfest, contain 4.5% alcohol. Cincinnati, Ohio, which claims that they hold the largest authentic Oktoberfest in the U.S., draws about 500,000 people to its celebration, according to IDP.com. They are also in Oktoberfest entertained by tree climbing competitions, wheelbarrow and sack races, mush eating contests, barrel rolling races, and even goose chases. Those are no longer held today as well, along with the horse races, but those were, in the early times, a lot of the festival's activities. In the 1870s, mechanical rides were an expanding feature of the festival. In 1908, the festival boasted Germany's first roller coaster. And over the past 200 years, Oktoberfest was canceled 24 times due to the cholera epidemic and war. So though this festival has been going on for 200 years now, it is only the 177th annual. Now that I've taught you of some of the history of Oktoberfest and how it began, I'd like to talk about current information regarding this festival. I myself experienced Oktoberfest for my first time in 2006. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the pictures from my time there with a few of my friends from my last base. These are a few of my friends in the Hofbrau tent. We also went to the Lowenbrau tent. The Lowenbrau tent in 2006 was the location of the keg tapping ceremony. This is also another picture from Oktoberfest on the outside of the tent with the locals and different people from all over the world. Munich is transformed into a city of beer tents, amusements, rides, performers, and booths of vendors peddling gastronomic delights and traditional confections. The mayor of Munich opens the festivities at noon on the first day of the fair when he drives a wooden tap into a barrel of beer and proclaims, "O Zapf is." The costume and rifleman's procession takes place on the first Sunday of the festival, in which some 7,000 performers, groups in traditional costumes and historical uniforms, marching bands, riflemen, thoroughbred horses, and other livestock, old-fashioned carriages, and numerous floats parade through the streets of Munich city center, showcasing the diversity of local, regional, and national customs. The second Sunday of Oktoberfest opens a big air band concert involving over 400 performers. Between events and beer tents, guests can traverse the 103-acre Oktoberfest grounds to ride a Ferris wheel, roller coaster, or water slide, navigate their way through a labyrinth, visit a haunted house, be entertained by numerous types of performers, take a look at the flea circus, stop off at one of the dozens of game booths, or take a festival tour, among other things. 6 Munich breweries are authorized to sell beer at Oktoberfest, and they are Augustiner, Hackershore, Hofbrau, Lohenbrau, Paulaner, and Spaten. 14 larger and several smaller beer tents and beer gardens provide enough seating for 98,000 visitors at a time. So think of this, 98,000 people in one tent whenever there's over 16 million people at this festival. That is a lot of people to try and getting into a tent. Beer is served by the Maß, a 1-liter mug, and costs about €8. Beer maids and waiters must be able to carry 10 of these beer-filled mugs at a time, according to VistaWide.com. I have a picture on my slideshow of one of the waitresses carrying 8 mugs at a time. She's sitting them on the table. They were actually our beers, so that's why I took the picture. Since having informed you of the background regarding this festival, I'm sure each and every one of you can't wait to experience Oktoberfest for yourself. So I'm going to let you know of some of the current information regarding the festival. This year's Oktoberfest will be held from September 17th to October 4th, 2010. The first keg is tapped at noon on the 18th. This is the 177th annual Oktoberfest. On September 17th, historic reconstruction of the festival in former centuries will be opened, featuring old Oktoberfest tent and an exhibition of the muskets and working animals of those times. One of the many highlights will be the horse races, which are planned to be held twice a day to remember the origin of Oktoberfest. A horse race to celebrate a rural wedding in Munich. October 4th, beer tents don't hand out reservations for most of their seats, so that would be the easiest place to get at a table for locals and guests who didn't announce their presence beforehand. And that's according to DattonWork.com. ITT tours are also offered, offering trips to Oktoberfest, so call your local ITT office for more details. Being stationed in Germany makes it that much more big of a deal to experience this cultural festival this year. Knowing more about the festival now, let's review what we've gone over. Oktoberfest is more than just about beer to the German culture. We first talked about the origin of Oktoberfest, how it started on October 12, 1810, when Bavarian Crown Prince Louis married Princess Therese von Sachsen-Hildburghausen. And they invited the citizens of Munich to attend the wedding and the procession. We also talked about the history behind the festival, the horse races, the different customs that they used back in the day, and we also talked about the current events held. And we also talked about this year's information. I hope with this speech I have opened your eyes to the importance of this festival to the German culture, and that there is more to offer this festival than just drinking. So the next time your non-drinker friend says that they don't want to go to Oktoberfest because it's only about beer, you can prove them wrong by showing them what it's really about. Auf Wiedersehen.